back for more chips and salsa.
Well, sir, while I may not agree with what you say, I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
And we are back with the second segment of the Chips and Salsa show here on Central City Radio, Talk Central Phoenix. We're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Please tell your friends about us. Don't forget to download the Central City Radio app. That way you can take us with you wherever you are. We broadcast live on Facebook. And what Julian does also, and kudos to Julian, founder and owner of Central City Radio. Woo! Leonito! I also want to give thanks to our sound engineer, The Rock. Rock, good job as always. Very nice. Woohoo! But he uploads the show. So like tonight, he'll upload the show to YouTube. So either tomorrow or the next day, you can find us on YouTube as well. So you can find us anywhere and everywhere. The reason we exist, a long time ago, we thought there are a lot of Latinos who are Republicans, and people don't want to see that. So we kind of exist for that. That's why you see a lot of Latinos on our show. But you don't have to be a Latino to enjoy chips and salsa.
Obviously.
It's all good, obviously, right? You know, Nicole and I happen to be Latinas, and that's all right. But we're all Latinos, Republicans, in this together. So I'm going to introduce
you.
you.
Me because I wasn't. She is. That's why.
Oh, you are. You're the honorary. You're like my husband.
Working on the Trump campaign, I became an honorary because I was at the
Latinos for Trump office.
That's right.
All the time.
You're right.
We were there a lot.
You're right. I think you're a little darker too. Yeah.
And she was speaking Spanish earlier, so I mean.
Dos cerveza, por favor.
Exactly.
¿Dónde está el baño? Yeah, things like that. Important stuff. So I want to introduce you to this wonderful, beautiful team of ladies. I want to say, like we were talking in the last segment before, to my knowledge, it's the only legislative district in Arizona. There's 30 of them in Arizona that is an all-women's team. So congratulations to that. So I'm going to start off with introducing you to Lisa is the first vice chair. Nicole Mercado is a secretary.
Yes.
And Becky Kaufman is a treasurer. Absent today is Cheryl Rosado, who is our chairwoman, and then also Julie McSwain. She's the second vice chair.
McElwain.
Oh, how do you name? McElwain. What did I call her?
McSwain.
I was changing your name. Sorry about that.
She's had a little too much.
McElwain.
Margaritas.
I wish I did. Sorry, Julie. And Julie, you know what? Hats off to her because she's doing this thing where almost every Monday she does a Zoom call with the LD. And what a great thing. So it's not an official meeting, but it's a great way to reconnect, share ideas, and boom, like an hour, you're done. You get updated, and I mean, there's so many cool things happening. So I'm going to start with Lisa. Lisa, give us like your little 30-second bio.
Me? So
Yes.
I'm the newest citizen on the team. I became
Canada.
Yes. I became a citizen 2020, June of 2020, and but before that I had already gotten involved with my LD because I saw things I didn't like, and I thought you can't sit there and yell at the TV anymore, and my husband wouldn't let me throw things at the TV anymore. So we got involved. And
I thank you because I was secrecretary at that time.
And
so
you were
thank
secretary, yeah. And I really enjoyed the camaraderie. I enjoyed door knocking, talking to people when we were doing registration drives. And I really got to know my neighbors very well. And then I just continued on. I'm a little bit of an A personality, so I do take over a lot.
You get things done.
I get things done. And we have taken this LD, I think, and we're just taking that step further where we are all really getting engaged. And
Excellent.
I love it.
Great.
Yeah.
And I should also mention our past chairwoman was Tracy. And Tracy did a great job, and what happened is her particular part, she lived in Tempe, got cut out of our district.
With the redistricting, yeah.
But, you know, a lot of hard work there, Tracy Ireland, and so just I want to give you some acknowledgement there. Okay, so then on my right is our treasurer, Becky Kaufman. Becky, give us your 30-second bio.
So I met Scott Pressler August 2020 and knew after meeting him I could not get involved. I could not get involved. And I got connected with a wonderful lady out of LD25, Ashley Tressel. And then she got me in contact with Tatiana Pena. And from there, it's just been go, go, go. I, been to DC a couple times for training through Freedom Works.
Wow.
I am running for school board, now newly elected treasurer, deputy registrar, so I'm doing the naturalization ceremonies.
Fantastic.
And I just went to Mesa to deliver thank you boxes to the police, attending...
Is there anything you're not doing?
No.
Attending pro-life events downtown on Saturday. I got interviewed by 12 News for that. So, I'm just trying to honor my daughter at this point.
Thank you. You're doing
Very
a
busy.
great job. All of you are doing a wonderful job. And last but not least, we have Nicole Mercado, and she is our secretary. 30-second bio.
Okay, so my name is Nicole Mercado. I was not born in South Phoenix, but raised in the South Phoenix area. I'm the second newest citizen since 1986. I was born in California. Do not hate me for that. I have 4 small children. I'm married, a small business owner, and a LD11 Carver Precinct Committee woman. So yeah, I'm involved as much as I can be right now with having my family to take care of. I am the secretary, precinct committee woman, and just trying to do as much as I can with the time that I can give.
Started a brand new business.
Yeah, started a business, had a baby, so...
Yeah, you just had a baby.
I just had a baby, and this is why. Because as long as the left says people pollute the planet, I'm going to keep polluting the planet.
Yeah.
So,
Right on.
there we go. And they said create Republicans as
did,
a PC.
and she's doing
so
it.
I'm doing it, literally.
Do it
Organically.
So
Organically, yeah.
All or nothing.
And pure-blooded.
There we go.
We need more. Yes, we do.
So as you can see, we have a group of Type A personalities. We are all go-getters, and but we work pretty well together.
Yeah.
And that's good because the dynamic of women, I've been in women's clubs also and other organizations, and sometimes it can be a little challenging, I'm going to call it. And my theory has always been because women typically, we're not like the guys and play a lot of sports. And I think the guys are just like used to, get your mission done and we'll do it. I don't have time to be mad at you or argue or whatever. And I don't think that's going to happen with this team. What do you guys think?
No, and we voice everything, and
Good.
We've been really good. We do have a Telegram group, so we're able to talk all the time, constantly. So there are no issues that are put off for a month with our group. We deal with them like immediately, and that's how we get so creative as well.
And each one of us has a different gift, you know what I mean? And we're all this is not meant to sound like, oh, bad, but everybody's at a different stage.
Sure.
I think in their lives. Like, I just can't get up and go do stuff, I have to have a little more planning, but thank God we have other people that can, people that are more able to do the fundraising and be out there and the organizing. I like to take detailed notes. I'm a secretary, right? But no, I'm just saying that we all have a different niche that we all fall into that everybody does very well.
And utilize your strengths.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be a real good sisterhood family. And what I liked about one of our first meetings when Cheryl got up there, and she said, we have so many things to do. We don't have time for division, and it's really true, especially in our party. So I am just looking forward to this. Is going to be probably one of the best teams that we've had in a long time, because it's and it's been a development phase, don't you think too?
Yeah.
For where you've gone,
Yeah.
And you have to go kind of through some rough spots to get where you are. So I'm just really excited what you're doing. Okay, so let's start out and share what maybe some of the things that you're doing now. I know every time I get email notification, and there's always a lot of activity going on. Is that one of your missions that you guys have put together
Yes.
as a team, and also including the LD?
Yeah, our biggest mission is to actually get people involved.
Right.
Not just come to the meeting once a month, but to get people excited about being involved. So we just don't want to give them a job and have them go to it. We want them to be excited, because that brings it out into the community. And so that's why we've been creating all these amazing events, social events, social awareness. We're having our flag ceremony at our next meeting, so it'll be a flag retirement ceremony. And
Bruce going to do that?
Bruce
right?
is going to do that.
Bruce Lindquist.
Is going to do that.
He does a great job.
Hopefully we can get some good veterans, some veterans that we can honor as well at the same time. But again, it's we want to get the word out. We want to get people active. We want to get them engaged and excited. I know.
You gotta say out.
Becky, what'd you say? Every time I say out.
It took her about 6 to 9 months to stop saying. I'm like, I'm sorry. What was that?
I'd repeat it.
I love it.
Out, a.
I love it.
So I'm the joke.
No, I think it's cute. Nicole, talk about how our LD has changed these last 10 years. Because when I first started, I really think we have so many more Republicans. Or are we just noticing it? I mean, what's going on?
No, I mean, I think really until you knock on somebody's door and have that face-to-face conversation with them, I mean, you can really change somebody, not change their mind, but really kind of show them the facts of what's going on and get to the heart of what it is that they really believe. And then, it's really nice to, when you especially meet like another Hispanic family and they know that like you're a Republican, right? And then they're like, oh, well, me too, then you have that connection. I would say definitely the demographic in our area has changed with all of the new development. You're starting to see all different races living in the South Mountain area. I mean, really before when you would say, oh, I live in South Phoenix or I live on the South Side, it's like, whoa, but
you must be black or brown.
Yeah.
Exactly. But now it's really a beautiful part of town,
It is.
And there's so many beautiful homes and beautiful neighborhoods. And I think with the development of like Baseline and even where I live on Dobbins, they're even building new homes there. Everything's just, I mean, there's a little part of me that's like, oh, leave my neighborhood alone. But, I think that
It's opportunity.
There's opportunity, and especially with the
you have to
young
make
people.
room for growth. Okay, I'm going to cut you off real quick because we got to go to break.
Okay.
But we're going to come back. Lots more to talk about with the Legislative District Number 11 leadership team. I'm Alice Lara, and we'll be right back with more of the Chips and Salsa Show here on Central City Radio, Talk Central Phoenix. Tell your friends, we still got half the show to go.
Then you are home. The Valley's News Talk and podcasts. Talk Central Phoenix.
Okay, so I'm really confused because, my dad's Latino and my mom is white, so does that mean I can only listen to, half of Chips and Salsa?
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
And we are back with the Chips and Salsa Show. You chipsters out there, you know that we're here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. here on Central City Radio, Talk Central Phoenix. And we welcome and thank you for following us. Chipsters, chipsteras, chipsterinos, chipsteros, whatever. I've got 3 chipsteras. This is like the Chicas and Salsa show today, because George is in here, so good. I'm Alice Lara. With me, I have the LD from my LD, Legislative District Number 11 here in Arizona. I have some of the leadership team. Not all of them could make it, but we have Secretary Nicole Mercado. We have Treasurer Becky Kaufman. And First Vice Chair Lisa Blankenship. So we talked a little bit about the LD and a lot of activity that you guys are putting together. And we've got, I think, do you know how many PCs we have right now?
Oh man, that's a great question.
We had 72, but I think for the next election, we've only got about 40.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That are going to run. And all that.
Yeah. So now we got to get out there and we got to talk.
We have some work to do.
Get out there.
That's
right.
To do.
Yeah. But it'll come, and this is an election year, and then they kind of redistricted us, so we have to get reorganized, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh?
But see, that's a great thing because, in my precinct, there was only spot for 2 people, and now there's room for 3.
Oh,
So now Becky can
So
go
now
out and
I
get
can
working.
go hit the pavement.
There
I've
you
already
go.
identified a handful of people and been inviting them to the meetings and staying in touch with them.
fantastic. At one time I remember too, we actually had more people that wanted to be PCs, but all the slots were filled. So what we did is, and I don't know if you remember, Jose Teo, he actually ran for office, and his wife Trinidad. So what Ron Harders, who was the chairman at that time, made her like a what did he call her? A deputy PC. He called her a deputy PC, and she loved it because she's like, whenever the slot opens, and she would do that. But she was very active, and I have to give them kudos too because they were super active. What they did is they started their own landscape business, Theos Landscapes, and they still are very, very active. I mean, when I need something signed or whatever, you know, by fives or whatever, I always call them and go to them. But there's lots of kind of innovative ways. So once you guys, because I know that's going to happen to you guys, you're going to get all your slots filled in your precincts, and you can say, invite them, and you can have deputy PCs or whatever you'd like to.
Associate PCs is what we.
Is that what?
Yeah, we would love to bring in associate PCs because so many people want to get active, but if there's, like my area, we actually have 7 precinct committeemen, and we only have slots for 4 now because they cut my precinct up into 3 pieces. So now all of a sudden we've got to lose 3 of our PCs, but now that we've decided we can bring them on as associate PCs, we're not going to lose them.
Now, for a kind of first-time watchers and stuff, explain what a precinct committeeman is.
So a precinct committeeman is responsible for around 125 of their closest Republican neighbors in the Republican LDs. And what that means is we're responsible for telling them about elections that are coming up, telling them about bills that are coming up, helping them to learn about getting their ballot, how to get their ballot, helping them to, reminding them to go to the vote, go to the polls, or even if we have to, I've offered to drive them to the polls. And so it's our job is to get them educated, get them motivated, and get them there.
So we are the representative of the Republican Party to them. Like the closest, right? The closest representative.
And then we also have the job of electing our state committeemen, who have the job of electing our
State leadership
for
the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And when I go around and talk to people and our neighbors, and I've been there for so long, I know quite a few, and it just happens because you start talking to people, oh yeah, that's a Republican, and we really represent the precinct. You know, a long time ago, you'd have to actually go. You would have to go on election day to your precinct, and the whole idea was they knew you because they were your neighbors and your friends, and that way you would vote there in person. Which I'm still very old school, and I still do it that way. I think I only voted early one time when I was working at the radio station, and we're so busy that we had to vote early. But it's such, it really is a very, very important position, just like this pamphlet says, because you can connect with your neighbors. And then once you have been a PC, a precinct committee woman, for a while, they know you and they call you. I know it's already happened to you. Hey, who's running for the school district, and what can you tell me about them?
That's why I have business cards.
It's our job to stay educated so we can make it easy for them. So
and business cards are a great idea.
Well, and the reason why is because when I was getting petition signatures and stuff like that, and I identified a Republican that obviously knew their stuff or whatever, and would call me, email me. I want to bring you. I'll drive you there. We want you involved, because when I was trying to get involved, I couldn't get a hold of anybody. I didn't know how to get involved, and so that's why I was driving all the way up to Mesa to LD, the old LD 25, and then she introduced me to Tatiana Pena, and so then I was able to get involved within my own area and meet my people,
And that's what happens. That's why every precinct has at least one. So, for example, if a precinct had 127 people, you always have one, and then an additional one for 125. So that particular one would have 2 people like that. So, my particular precinct, I don't know if you guys know this, but I live in Ardmore Precinct, and when I started, we had 6 was our slot. And it went from 7th Street all the way to 24th Street. And then more recently what they did, they split it and had to create 16th Street in the middle and divide it. Otherwise we would have had 12. That's how much the Republicans have grown in my area, all the new houses that are built and things like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because it's based on the population of the party in your area.
Right. And it's interesting, I'm not real sure how all that worked out, because that had been the case too, I think, in Levine, because Levine has quite a few Republicans.
Quite a few.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's some
now,
that had 10 or 12 PCs there.
Yeah.
Like how many do you have in slots? You have 3?
I have, I mean, and I live in a very blue area, so the fact that we have an
that
extra
you
slot,
grew is amazing.
No, and that's the thing, because there is no room for growth. We are landlocked, so
True.
whatever's there. I mean, we're so close to the capital. The houses have been existing since the 40s and the 50s. There's not any room for growth. So the fact that now we've gone from 2 to 3 precinct committeemen in Bethune is amazing.
Wow.
That's your increase in your Republicans who have registered to vote in that area. So that says a really big thing. We are really growing.
Does anyone happen to know what the growth has been as far as Latino Republicans within our district or precincts? I don't know the statistics.
I don't know the statistics. I do know Tatiana was speaking about it, and she says they have grown quite a bit, and more all the time, because when you speak to them and they realize that their values are the same as ours, that they were voting Democrat from their grandfathers.
Right.
And it's
We're very
especially
loyal people.
Latino people. It's a very culture driven, loyal, but the party changed. The people didn't.
Right. And the Spanish radio and Spanish media lies to the Hispanic population.
Right.
In fact, when it came out that the Biden administration was creating that Department of the Disinformation, one of their specific targets was Spanish disinformation. Now, the Spanish population is already being disinformed by the media, right? And I think, it's obvious that they're starting to wake up. So now they have to curb the disinformation, right, that's being given to the Spanish media. And just speaking firsthand, my husband listens to Spanish radio when he's by himself. And one time we were in the truck together going somewhere, and he's like, listen to this. And the commercial on the Spanish radio was stating how, be a good parent, get your child vaccinated for COVID. Right. So then what are they going to think, right? Oh, I'm not a good parent if I don't get them vaccinated. And so it's just very disheartening that they're lying. They know, these people know that they can trick a subset of people with these lies, and so it's unfortunate. But when you get down to the core of it, we are a conservative culture.
It
Probably
is.
just the newer wave of people that have gone into college that are losing their minds. But,
It is, and it always has been. So if the tenets of the Republican Party, when you go, it's everything. I mean, there's an interview that I did on TV. It's over 10 years ago, and I was saying the same thing. And like Reagan even said, he goes, Latinos just don't know. They are conservative. They just don't know it because
Faith, family, freedom.
Democrats are better at getting their message out. But now the left has just gone so left. We have a lot of opportunity and ammo here, don't you think, ladies?
They start to slow down and actually listen to us now, which is
right.
Good. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have one more segment left, ladies and gentlemen, chipsters. So please hang tight. We're going to be right back and finish off our LD11 Leadership Team show. My name is Alice Slada here with
Nicole Mercado
and
Becky Kaufman.
and
Lisa Blankenship.
don't go away. We'll be right back to guac on some more.
What countries are you from? The one with the Civil War, the one with the cocaine, or the one with the fancy hats?
And we are back. This is the last segment of our Chips and Salsa show. So glad you could tune in. Be with us again Tuesday at 4 p.m. But we still have some time left here. We got lots to talk about. We have some media stars among us as well too. So, but I want to go to Becky first because she wants to say something about candidates and school boards.
Okay, so we have some brand new school board candidates in Roosevelt and Phoenix Union, and they just recently declared we need to get their 600 signatures. Would prefer before the end of June 30th, but the absolute deadline is July 13th. So we really need help getting out there and getting in their school districts and getting their signatures so we can get a more conservative presence on those school boards, Roosevelt and Phoenix Union. It's very important. I already have my signatures in Murphy, so I'm fortunate. But right now, we just really could use the help, just getting out there.
Do you have a phone number or website or anything that they could, what should they do?
I don't have that, but if they can contact you, you have my number.
I have so much going on right now. How about you give out like the information?
They can go
for
to our South Mountain GOP Facebook site or our southmountaingop.com website and contact us there.
That would be perfect.
Yep.
Good.
Or you can go to Becky's house. What's your address?
They don't want to go to my house.
Yeah. Okay, and Nicole, I want you to talk about something that you did recently I didn't know about.
Oh, well, first I must thank Lisa Blankenship and Marissa Hamilton for hooking me up with this gig, okay? It's my first big break as concerned Latina mom. I was in a commercial.
CLM. Okay.
I was in a commercial put on by the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and it's an ad against Mark Kelly. So far, it's come on Hulu and Roku. Woo! So anytime you watch like America's Next Top Model or one of those shows with like modeling shows, it'll come on because it kind of senses what types of commercials.
You are a model.
Exactly.
She's the model.
I'm just kidding. You could watch anything and it'll probably pop on. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and my husband and my kids, they obviously don't know who they're living with now because I did sign a contract as a model. I got paid money for gas, so I'm a paid actress.
You're a professional.
Yes. I'm a professional. Mm-hmm. So when I win an Oscar for my performance, I will remember to acknowledge all the little people.
That
You
is
take your
awesome.
Actors Guild membership card.
I don't know. I need to look into that. We're going to look into
What
that.
is a highlight of what you say against Mark Kelly?
I don't say anything.
Oh, you don't say
It's
anything.
mostly me walking through a house looking at my children.
Oh.
So the effect is me walking through a dark house in Scottsdale, so it was safe. And so it was the recording playing. You'll have to look it up. Just type in hot girl in commercial.
Oh, well, I haven't seen
This
it yet.
is why our board is so much
It's
fun.
going to be great. It's going to be. I haven't seen it yet, but I look forward to it. All right. Well, I have an announcement for the Chips and Salsa show for chipsters, chipsteros. I am actually not going to be doing the Chips and Salsa show anymore. I might be here next week. I'm not sure, but it's a possibility not. But I am moving out of state. I am going back to my land of enchantment, original hometown of Las Cruces. So it's been just a wonderful, we're going on our 8th year doing this show. Wow. And I'm hoping maybe when things get settled over there and, we're not a red state, New Mexico's not a red state, maybe I can check in here with George once in a while. George wants to continue doing the show and give you the report from New Mexico. We'll see. But it has been just a blast. I love doing it. And I've met so many wonderful people, and this is a great way to kind of put a little transition phase to it, to have you ladies here. I'm really glad that you could
We're
be
going to
here.
miss you so much.
It's been awesome.
You need to start your own little branch out there.
Little
like
Zoom
Chips
to
and
us.
Salsa,
Could be,
Green
yeah.
chili edition or something like that.
We've talked about it.
Salsa verde. or
Chips and
something.
salsa,
We'll do a split
hot
video.
chile, yeah, jalapeno.
We
something
need
like
your
that.
words of wisdom.
But it's just been a pleasure to do so, and I want to thank especially Central City Radio, Julian. We've been with Julian since the very beginning. Julian Allison, he gave us our first big break to get started. But the show will continue, and please still tell your friends about it, Central City Radio. If you are interested in being on the show or do that, contact George. George is going to, be kind of the head dude now. I think he's going to have maybe some guest hosts. I know that you've kind of been on our show too, and if you know anybody who would like to do it too, I just look forward. It's just going to be another transition phase. It's okay, but we'll not give up the political fight because we have to keep writing, keep fighting. Our country is at stake. We're losing our country. We're losing our republic, and we just can't, because where do we go?
Nowhere.
There's nowhere after this.
No.
We have to make this happen.
And the thing is that all of these Gen Z kids that are fighting for socialism and communism, their grandparents and their great-grandparents fled that environment.
My grandpa did. 100 years ago. That's what happened. More than 100 years ago, actually.
Yeah.
When you think about how a 19-year-old in the 40s was getting shot at and blown up on the beaches of Normandy, and this one can't be called the wrong pronoun without melting into a puddle.
Amen.
It's pretty sad.
Very well said. That's exactly what we're up against. You are so right about that. And I tell you what, I really try hard. This identifying binary and whatever. Okay,
Oh,
you know
I
what?
can't
Whatever
even
you want to
bother.
do whatever you want to do. But I am not going to lie about a person who is really not a man or really not a woman. I'll call you by whatever name you want to, but I will not be forced to call you something that you aren't. That's a lie.
Just
to
don't
my
expect
religion.
me to think of it before you tell me what it is, because I'm just not that observant.
And the question I have,
It's hard.
the question that I have is, why is there only 2 colors at gender reveal parties?
They still do that,
You
right?
know, I'm still asking. I ask everybody that question.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly, what I want to say is that the only way that we can make a difference is if we register to vote. And that's why we're doing voter registration things at gas stations. If you
Excellent.
get connected with us, you can find out where in South Phoenix we are doing our next voter registration. And
Do you guys post all that, like on
and
your
we're-
Facebook page, right?
So our Facebook page is, yep, that's
South
on
Mountain
you.
GOP still?
Yeah, and we'll, you know, if you get connected with us through the Facebook page, we could put you on our Friends of LD11 mailing list.
There you go.
And you will be up to date on all the latest happenings and candidates and all the wonderful stuff that we have
I mean,
going
I'm
on.
still going to be connected to do that because, and guys, I know a lot of people watch from different states. We have to be concerned. You know, they're after
every
Arizona.
state.
They
Yeah.
already got New Mexico and Colorado and California. There's still conservative people that live there, though, because I have friends and
Yeah.
family there. Check it out. This is my ringtone still. Okay, now I can't answer the phone because I'm on the air. My sister's calling me from New Mexico. I have to call her later. But this was, you know, we're still going to be connected.
Well, and the response that we got at 50, oh my goodness, the response that we got at 51st and Baseline, you know, we said honk if you are mad about these gas prices, and people were honking and honking and honking.
Excellent.
But it's not just that. It's the ones that come in and start registering.
Yes.
Because they're tired and they know that they're not being heard either.
Okay, so are you mostly hearing from Democrats turning Republican or independent?
Independents and Democrats, both.
They are.
Well, and just recently, Tatiana and we joined in on the LD11 Democrat PC meeting, and they seem to think that they know what we think as Republicans, and
They're completely
toting,
wrong.
They're toting the fact that because we're going after Roe v. Wade, that we're going to start going after same-sex marriages. And my question is, have you heard of log cabin Republicans?
Hello.
They're using
Hello.
fear. They're using fear.
Very good at it. They're
Yeah.
talking about being professional. They're very, very good at doing that. But we have to. But we have the ammo now.
Yeah.
There's so many things happening. Our border. We have no border. We have nothing happening. And all the
Fentanyl.
Latinos. You know, they always say, "Oh, Latinos, they want open borders." No. We really don't.
Not anyone that I have spoken to. The ones I have spoken to have come over. They want it to be legal. I would love to see the immigration system fixed.
We had it. We had it going
fairly
in the right
good.
direction with President Trump.
But you got to come. I came the legal way. Do you know how many? 20 years.
That was, I mean, such a slap in
20
your
years
face.
to
Don't you
become
feel like
a
that?
citizen. Yeah.
I went
Everything
to
went through.
a naturalization ceremony recently, and I had tears in my eyes just watching. And one man said he was fighting since 1989 to become a citizen, and he's so grateful to finally be an American.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because everyone needs to attend a ceremony like that.
Oh, they're
because,
beautiful.
You know, you did that, and we just
As a deputy registrar, that's what I'm doing once a month.
awesome. Do it if you can. Keep posting them. Okay, I got 30 seconds. Again, thank you everybody very much. You'll probably hear from me every once in a while. Thank you, ladies, for coming in today. Nicole Mercado, Becky Kaufman, Lisa Blankenship, your LD11 leadership team. Support these ladies if you can. Next event is Gallagher's? Or no. Excuse me.
Next event, June 4th, Paseo Point Park in Levine.
All right. Be there. I'm signing off now for Chips and Salsa Show here on Central City Radio, Talk Central Phoenix. Alice Lara. Love you, Arizona. Love you guys.
When you need to know, this is Talk Central, a Central City radio station.
Mourning the victims. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
Bill and I have come to stand with you And to the families, we've come to grieve with you.
President Biden